Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Samantha. If you're new here, welcome. Today's video is a little different than what I put on my channel, kind of. Usually do a lot of beauty videos, but I'm going to be transitioning more into craft, DIY, cup videos, stuff like that, because I do make tumbler cups with epoxy as well. So today I had a lot of requests to do a tutorial on the Harry Potter cup I've made, and here it is right here. So that is what I'm going to show you today, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'll start off by showing you the supplies I use. I'll also list and link everything down below that you will need to make your own tumbler cup. It is not as hard as it seems, and don't expect it to be completely perfect, especially for your first cup. But here's some of the stuff you will need. You're gonna need a cup, of course. I like these, the Built, cat's acting crazy. The Built brand from Walmart, and it's tall and skinny, and that's how I like it. This is the 20 ounce. It doesn't matter what color you get because I spray paint them anyways. Gonna need some Mod Podge. I like having these cheap little foam brushes, and you can just throw them away. You don't really have to worry about cleaning them. I do get a few uses out of them, but when they're all gross and stuff, I just toss them. Some glitter, depending on the colors or what you want to create. For this specific one, you will need a book. I have one right here that I've already cut up. Or you can scan and print the pages. I really don't feel like wasting my ink because I'm low on ink. I'd rather just cut the book because this is the one I got for like 25 cents at a thrift store, and it's all disgusting and gross. And you will need a lighter, or you can use the flame of a candle. Now, ignore my craft desk. It is a mess, of course. I'm sure anyone who crafts understands that. But you will need a tumbler spinner. This little foam piece goes on it to hold the cup in place, but I got this one from Hobby Lobby. I got this from the Dollar Tree just to hold underneath it, so the epoxy can drip onto something. But you will need a tumbler spinner. You can get them on Amazon or Michael's, Hobby Lobby, anything like that. You will need some Epoxy Resin. I have two different brands over here, and they're kind of sticky. I shouldn't be touching them. But essentially, it is just a part A and a part B. Well, part A, part B. You mix a 1-to-1, very, very precise and equal ratio. You can also use something like this to make sure you get a perfect ratio. But you need to mix a 1-to-1 or it will not cure properly. I pour part A into one cup and then part B into another, and then I pour them into a little cup like this and stir with a popsicle stick. It is easiest to do it this way because it is disposable. If you do not want to get a bunch of disposables, you can always get silicone cups off Amazon because the epoxy will not harden to silicone. And a heat gun is super recommended. It gets all the air bubbles out and just makes the epoxy application so much smoother and easier. This one was literally $11 off Amazon, and it works great. So it's not something that has to be super expensive, and I will link that down below. Also, I recommend either painting the cup completely white or spray painting it to get a better opacity level on the glitter. Okay, this next part, while I went ahead and spray painted my cups while they are drying, I'm going to go ahead and cut out pages from this book. Sometimes I like to look at the chapter titles and see if there's one that I really like, and then I'll go and cut out that chapter name. So and you can rip the page out, cut with doesn't really matter. I just take an X-Acto knife, see a part that I like, cut out a little section of it, and there we go. And I will just go through and do the same thing, just on random pages. Sometimes I look for certain words or phrases that I really like and go from there. So I have all the book pages cut. I'm going to do the glitter first, so while the glitter is drying, I can be burning the book pages. I have a spray painted cup. I just have it on top of this other cup so I can easily hold it and set it down. With this one, you really don't need to, because we're not covering the whole thing in glitter, but when we are, I don't really like touching all over the glitter, so I just put it on top of cheap little tumbler cups like that. Those are also what I use to spray paint the cups. One of these little fine brushes, taking Mod Podge. Going to take the cup. And since the cup is only going to have glitter about from here to here, that's literally all I paint. I don't do the whole thing right now. I do the glitter first and then the book pages, because I want the book pages to kind of overlap the glitter, and I don't want to get glitter all over the book pages as well, so I want to do the glitter first, let it dry, have it sealed, and then do the book pages. So I'm just going to Mod Podge an area about this thick, kind of just eyeballing about how much glitter I would want. And for the Harry Potter houses, there's always two colors, so today I'm going to be demonstrating a Gryffindor cup. So I'm going to be using a red and gold glitter because that is the closest to the actual colors. I think it's like garnet and gold, but I have a red, so, and it looks really good once you actually do the cup, so it's fine. So I do it about like that. And I'm gonna do the red first because I want it to kind of be an ombre, and I want the gold to be kind of overlapping the red. And this will take more than one coat of glitter, but spray painting it white first helps. So just going to start pouring, and I'm only gonna try to pour it on the top half of the Mod Podge. So I have it about this thick of Mod Podge. I'm only gonna do the top half. Some will move around and go lower, but that's okay because it's going to be an ombre anyways. So it really doesn't matter. You don't have to be super careful with it. Okay. And that is what it looks like so far. I will do one more coat and try to get my ombre a little bit more even or more to how I want it. But again, once you put the epoxy on it, it looks so much better, but this is what it looks like so far. This is where I'll be putting the burnt book pages. So I'm going to let this dry a little bit, do a second coat, probably not going to need more than a second coat, and then I will add the book pages. Now I'm just going to be adding Mod Podge on the bottom half of this cup because I'm going to do one half at a time. So just covering it in Mod Podge, applying a page of the book, and then taking a little bit of the Mod Podge on my finger and rubbing it over there to set the book page. And I'm just going to repeat the process until the top and bottom of the cup are covered in the book pages. It is relatively easy. Also, a quick reminder, don't forget to set the cup with clear spray paint before applying the epoxy. I like to set all glitters with clear spray paint because it keeps the glitter from moving and it makes it just a smoother application. What it looks like pre-epoxy after adding the book pages, and the epoxy helps smooth it all out and it looks a lot better. Now taking an equal part of A and B of epoxy, I take it in a little medicine cup, put about 30 mLs in one cup, 30 in another, pour them into this cup, and then just slowly stir. You have to stir slowly for about 3 to 5 minutes. And the amount of epoxy varies for each cup. I'm epoxying multiple cups right now, so I did about 30 mLs of each. For one cup, I do about 15. and you'll learn your ratios as you do it. And then I just slowly pour it on the cup. I start at the top. I rub it in with my finger. I always use a gloved finger, and I do wear a mask while using this epoxy. And I just slowly start by rubbing it all in and making sure I get it all over the cup evenly. Using your finger really helps because you can feel for spots that don't have it on there or spots that don't have it on there evenly. So I'm just going to completely rub it into the whole cup, and don't forget to get the bottom of the cup. Now taking this little heat gun, I'm just going to run it over the cup just to make sure any of the small micro air bubbles are out and make sure it's a smoother application. I let it spin for about 8 hours to let it cure. You want it to cure completely before the decals. You can also kind of touch it after a few hours and see about where it is in the curing process. But just know it takes anywhere from 6 to 8 hours, and then you want to let it cure for a few more hours before adding the decal, or it will rip up the epoxy. You want it to be completely hardened before adding decals. To open the Design Space app on my iPad, and I'm gonna upload the image that I want. You can measure your cup, but I put it around 3 inches. About right there. And you can get this image on Etsy. There is sometimes free. You Google free SVGs and you find them. I'll link this down below if I can find it. And I need 7 of these, so I'm going to just duplicate it. Okay, so that is what we're making first. Make it. That is what it looks like. Continue. Okay. I already got my vinyl on here. Just gonna load that up. Setting, of course, have my vinyl loaded, and now I'm just gonna hit go. Since I do have 7, these are going to take a while, so I'm going to go get all my cups off the spinner, prepare them to be decaled. I have 2 more that need their first layer of epoxy, so I'm going to go ahead and do that while this cuts. So I pulled off the big sheet of vinyl on top of this. This one is going to be super easy. This one's going to be super easy to weed. So I'm going to do that for each one of these and just weed this real quick. Now I just took some clear transfer tape and put it over them. Not perfect, but it is okay. It will work. Just taking a little scraper and making sure it's on there. Now I'm going to cut these individually so they can all be placed. Now all my decals are done and ready to be placed on their cup. So now I'm going to add a second decal. This one I'm putting on the bottom of the cup. So it's going to be tinier. Like I put it around 2 inches. I'm doing this in gold. So for this one, since it's such little letter, like little lettering and I don't want it to mess up. A little hack is putting it on custom. Going to continue. And using the washi sheet setting. So you can find that under all materials and just type in washi and there you go. And that saves it from being all cut up, from being really small lettering. It also works really good for small strip lettering. So I'm just gonna load that like normal. Press go, and now I will go prepare and weed my other decals. Now peeling off the white backing, you find out where on your cup you want to place it. I want to place it about right here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lay that down. And just smooth it out. And you want to make sure your cups have cured before putting these on, or else this clear transfer tape will pull up your epoxy. But now it should just easily peel off. Decal is added, and once you add the second layer of epoxy, all those little bumps will smooth out and it won't look like that. So that is one complete. I'm going to finish putting those on the other cups. Okay, it is added on there, and now it is all ready for the second layer of epoxy, which is going to be exactly like the first layer. So I'm just going to skip over this, and that is pretty much it. Now after a few hours we will have a finished cup. Here's an example of the cup that I will be showing you how to make. I like putting little quotes at the bottom, but I use the burnt book pages, glitter, and decals to make this, and I love how it turned out. And here is the finished cup. I absolutely love it so much. Got my little quote on the bottom. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any future video requests from me, let me know in the comments below. And thank you so much for watching.